Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Game 2, CLG versus Alternate, and here at the regional finals, quarterfinals indeed. And, well, the last semi-finalist place is available, Jason. CLG are looking very good for it right now. 21-4, I think the end score was. And honestly, how are Alternate going to change things for this one? We just saw CLG effectively get quite a few of their champions that they're happy with. They had Froggen in there on Aurelia, on Nivea, sorry. You had Wicked on Aurelia. I mean, who do you ban against these guys?
I mean, if you ban out their main champions, they have another set of champions that they're just as good at as these. And also, you know, if they're holding anything back right now, any special cards, since, you know, Season 3 is coming up, you know, the chance to be qualified for that, they have to show them now. There's no way you can hold back anymore. You know, you cannot really afford to with what's at stake. Yeah,
and, you know, they just got to hope that Twisted Fate gets allowed. We saw it first ban straight out there, and they did ban Karthus out. So, you know, who do you go with? Do you ban out Froggen? Do you ban out, you know, Snoopy in the jungle? I mean, which stuff they effectively did. They took out Alistair and then took his Maokai and said, okay, what are we going to do? And he pulls out Cho'Gath and plays brilliant. I mean, what do you do? I mean, how do you stop these things? I mean, they got to just look at the Moscow 5 approach, I guess, because they're really the only teams that have managed to stop them. SK managed to take a game off them in Poland as well, and it was a very close three-set series. So, I mean, what do you approach this? Like you say, you just have to pull things out the bag. Some sort of crazy strategy. You just go a little bit too out there in a strategy, like everything all or nothing.
Like what we saw at Hell versus M5 yesterday. They pulled out this insane team composition, having Evelyn middle, and honestly, it was working out. They just needed to kind of practice it a little more, polish it off, since they are generally a new team. But what Ultra needs to do now is look at what champion on their team was really causing the problems. And honestly, I think it was Froggen's and Nivea. Those walls really set up all of those fights. We saw stuns at that whole, like, 3-minute Dragon standoff. Roland got hit with that stun, and it set up the entire fight for CLG to win.
But the irony is that Froggen actually wants to play Lux. I know this from having hours of conversation with him, saying, I wish you guys would nerf Nivea, so then I can play Lux.
Maybe we'll see it.
Well, I think the discussion went of nerf the wall, something, you know, because each wall is like an individual unit. You have to take their hit points down. I'm not too sure.
Instead, Sejuani can charge through it, apparently.
The conversation was like on a level way up here over my head. It was like straight past, and then Alex got involved, and I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, okay, I just agree with you guys. But we are going to get into the picks and bans, so let's get that screen on. So immediately we are seeing the first ban come out, and shock horror, it is going to be Karthus. So kind of expected that one. I mean, Jason, how do you think about? I was about to say, how do you think it was going to go? And Twisted Fate got banned straight away.
Actually, we might see the exact same bans we saw the first time. Maybe Ultra is kind of like saw that composition and think they can actually, you know, work around it this time. As you see the Ari ban as well. I mean, this is the exact same bans. Oh, there's the Nivea ban, Froggen.
Okay. So we have got different bans out there, but CLG don't have the first pick this time. Alistair is available. Will it be taken straight away by Alternate? There's the Shen ban, so they do get it, and Alistair is picked up. Now, we believe this is going to be a support Alistair as opposed to a jungle Alistair.
Yeah, I talked to them, I talked to them back in our studio a long time ago, and they said, if we ever pick Alistair, it's going to be a support Alistair. And they've definitely been working on it, and it really catches you off guard, because we haven't seen Alistair play support at all lately. Really.
Well, maybe they put the information out there, false information that spread. Sneaky. CLG think it's going to be a support Alistair. Yeah. See, it's on. They could be doing all sorts on them. But it is going to be the Nunu Ezreal bottom lane, and we've seen Nunu used pretty successfully throughout, I guess, the last 3 or 4 tournaments over the last few weeks. I mean, I've been pretty busy jumping here, there, and everywhere, mid-Atlantic crossings, but we've seen Nunu sort of come into his own, I guess, since Poland onwards.
Yeah, I really don't want to say fully. I mean, you're probably right.
It could be a jungle Nunu.
No, yeah, as well. Also,
or top lane Nunu.
Yeah, exactly. We saw that yesterday with
I can't imagine Wicked playing top lane Nunu. I just can't see it happening. He can't zip up that Nunu suit.
That doesn't fit his playstyle.
We saw elements in his Nunu onesie, but I don't think Wicked could pull it off. I just don't think it could happen.
I kind of want that onesie now that you mentioned it. And we do see, it looks like a Nautilus jungle coming out of Alternate here, and as well Aurelia. I think Rainy might want to try to show Wicked how it's really done with Aurelia, even though Wicked played exceptionally well last game.
That's some big moves to try and pull that off, I tell you. There's not many players that could just say, I'm going to show you how to play your champion. But the problem is, you're picking Aurelia against the guy that knows that champion inside out. So he's going to know the exact best way to counter it.
Exactly.
And I don't think it's going to be Nunu.
And we'll see what CLG picks up here, taking a little bit of time to discuss what they want. As Wicked and Snoopy do have the picks here. And we did see Shen as the last ban. I don't think we mentioned that. which, I mean, as Joe always says, Joe Miller, if you're a purple team, you have to ban that Shen.
You do.
You really have to.
Yeah, it's down to you to ban them, and it's just generally that kill. I mean, we saw it in the last game, the SK game, whereas Shen was just completely split pushing, no problems, got it covered. But he can be such a danger, can just teleport in, doesn't need to take teleport. And wow, could we see Froggen taking Gragas? I'm trying to think the last time I saw him play a Gragas.
Is he going to play Gragas with 3 Warmongs as well?
3. He has picked it, he's locked it in, and there is Snooper getting Maokai. Now that is a very strong pick straight away. So this is going to be a strong CLG team, but wow, Froggen on Gragas, what tournament? And let me think, I'm going to cast my mind back because I have seen him. It may have been DreamHack. It may have been DreamHack when I think Karthus and Anivia got banned. He may well have took it back then, but, you know, it's Froggen. He can play any champion, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
He can play it any way he likes.
You can't count down on any champion that he plays middle. He's exceptional at every one of them. He's just really well known for that Anivia, and we might see an Orianna. I'm a big fan of Orianna lately. I love the way they've been doing this whole, you know, put the ball on someone who can initiate really hard and then use your ultimate to pull them all in. Not to mention if you have like a Lulu support, even though we're not going to see it this game, you know, you knock them all right back up. You know, Orianna can really play well to a team.
Shyvana Lulu ulti was just blown away by that one. But we're not going to be seeing it, I don't think, because it is going to be Orianna locked in. What is going to be the last champion they're going to lock in? It is going to be Corki again in that bottom lane. So it's going to be Corki, Alistair in that bottom. I say bottom, it could be the top. They could try and roll reversal. But honestly, I think that's probably the worst thing you could do. Moscow 5 tried it when we were in Poland. They tried to do the lane switch, and it's just like, you're going to do a lane switch on a team that's been playing in Korea for a month against lane switches. It's like, what are you doing?
You can't do that. You really can't.
You can't do that. So it may even have been a throw. I don't know. It was a group stage game. They could have been going that way. These things happen in tournaments. But the final pick coming out, and of course, you know, we've talked about Aurelia. Who's the best counter for it? Well, it's what Wicked's been playing for the last few months. It is going to be Renekton.
Yeah, he's actually a really good Renekton. Hasn't really shown it too much, I believe. But we will see it right here. And like we were saying, when you play a champion so many times like as Aurelia, you know exactly how to counter her. So you bust out the Renekton, he will know how to play perfectly well in lane, you know, when to go in, when to not go in, when to harass. And he also is running that teleport, which we honestly didn't see too much. I mean, we didn't see too many teleports affect anything.
We didn't see any ganks with it.
Yeah,
it wasn't like some crazy gank method. Not like, say, the Janna we saw at the top lane last week, where it's, you know, AP Janna straight away was a straight weird one by Po Belter, but immediately teleporting down using that ulti and managed to get in there. It's possible that Wicked could do that because he's got a great stun, he can dash across and get himself involved. But like I said, you know, he switched to Renekton purely because he thought Aurelia got nerfed enough that now Renekton is stronger in that lane, so it's interesting he goes straight towards it. But alternate, you know what, they're going to have to be very confident playing in that top lane.
Not to mention Renekton is extremely hard to gank. I mean, Wicked deals with it so much and he knows how to play with it, but Renekton has, you know, potential to jump twice. We'll definitely be able to escape anything that's coming. The only thing is it's against a Nautilus jungle who provides so much CC.
Yeah, so let's get across to Rachel on the stage.
Thank you. Now, if you'd like to see this, go to a Game 3. Give it up for Team Alternates. And if you'd like to see Counterlogic Gaming EU clinch it, I wanted to see Game 3, but here we go.
In the EU regionals, so these are going to be effectively the teams representing all of us here in this area, unless there's so many Americans. There's a few over there, a few caster guys, you might not have heard them, I don't know, but there's those American guys, they may want other teams to win, but they are going to be representing us, EU players, and team, you know, everyone in EU will be represented by the 3 teams that make it through. You know, everybody wants the best to be there. The question is, can Alternate prove themselves to be the best, or will CLG shut them down in 2-0? Honestly, I know who I'd rather have there because I've been seeing these guys for quite a bit. And it's great that actually these teams, since I first met them all at Gamescom 2011, way back last year, you know, everybody's kind of got to know each other because this Season 2 circuit points that we've been building up, everybody's been at the same events, they've all got to know each other. The social aspect between these teams has got so much stronger. It's like, last year at Gamescom, you know, everyone was like cagey. It's like, hey, that that's Hotshot. That's that guy over there. There's Reginald. And they like weren't really talking to each other. And you're like, oh, that's Snoopy. That's Wicked. Oh, a big Danish guy. Now everybody's just like, oh, how you doing? Going from here tonight. Oh, do whatever you want to do. So they're all really friendly with each other. But honestly, CLG are in a hot favourites position here, I think, for this tournament, let alone this match. But the question is, alternate, how do you get it out of that mindset? We talked about the defeatist attitude. They've just gone 1-0 down. How do you turn things around? You're not getting the champions you want. They have got the Alistair they wanted. And Pharrell Lord on Orianna is fantastic.
Yeah, they just need to look at what they did well last game. I mean, they really played a really good early game. We saw, Pharrell Lord taking that first blood. Bot lane was still keeping up. We saw some amazing escapes coming out of Corki there. And just, kind of build on that. Hey, we were good early game. Late game, we kind of started to fall off a little bit. What can we do a little differently to stop that from happening? And honestly, that Orianna ball can really do it. I mean, I can see a red buff actually going to Yellow Pete here, stealing that red buff away from alternate. And that is going to be spotted very soon by that ward. And that is not good for Nautilus.
No, that is not good at all. So that is a very good bit of play by Crepo and Yellow Pete in that bottom lane. But Snoopy's going to get spotted straight away by that ward. He doesn't realise it yet. He's going to be wasting time in that top lane. Aurelia even may bait him towards it, but then you can see that red buff is going to turn things. He's going to want to try and get a couple of Qs on towards Fishy. He wants to try and get as many shots as he can to keep that dot burning away. You can see, actually, Snoopy's had to back away in that top lane, realised he wasn't going to pick anything up. Didn't see any invades yet again. I don't think we've seen any invades the entire tournament so far. Every quarterfinal game has not had a full invade.
Well, it was more of like a fight in
Yeah, it was more like a poke.
Yeah.
It wasn't a full-on five-man diving into your base, but a very good invade there by Yellow Pete, taking away that red buff. It's going to cause problems straight away for Unso in the jungle on Nautilus, and Nautilus needs that red buff. Really. He needs that. He's a very slow starter, but he's going to have struggled to try and get himself involved. So you can see he's had to switch straight away into his golems, which are completely available.
In that top lane, we see just Wicked really knowing that Aurelia inside and out. Took her down to half life just from one little attack. And like you're saying about Nautilus is, he needs that level 6 to make his ganks even more effective. I mean, he's really strong pre-6, but once he hits 6, he has like 4 forms of CC that can really lock you down.
It's going to cause problems. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, of course, Orianna versus Gragas. We just saw Pharrell Lord on Gragas. He's going to be well aware of everything that you can do. But Pharrell Lord, so far, keeping him at range with that ball, keeping him away from the CC. And you can see he's keeping the lane nicely stacked there. He's not using too much, but those barrels are going to be so hard to stop the gold. And there you go, just see it straight away. Gets a little poke with the ball. At the moment, though, Yellow Pete, with that red buff, has not been able to use it a great deal, but it doesn't matter. He got the experience, he got the gold, he took it away from the jungler at the start.
Not to mention, one thing we didn't point out, Snoopy actually started red buff, and then now he got his blue buff. So he was going for an early gank top, and we saw that ward in that river bush, which really prevented him from coming in. And that's really a big thing, is that's going to delay Froggen's blue buff. But then again, it makes Snoopy be able to like sustain in that jungle a lot more.
It also means Alternate won't quite have the timings on it either. They won't know what's going on. You can see at the top lane at the moment, Unso moving into a position to try and go for Renekton. So let's see if he's going to be able to gank for it. He's only got a half health. Really, you can see he's got himself pretty well stacked. Wicked is going to be perfectly fine. But yeah, pots have all been used up by Aurelia already. And Wicked really doing a great job of harassing. Just 4.5 minutes gone, all the pots used. So it obviously means that Rainy has basically made a call to his jungler and say, I need help up here.
But Unso can't really afford to do that. I mean, he really wants to get that first spot up there, but he can't do that. He needs that levels. As you do see Snoopy not going to be spotted as he's coming in here on this Maokai. Really does have flash available, but with Wicked stun and with that snare coming out of that Maokai, it could be enough. Just waiting out a little bit, trying to bait him in just a little bit more. Snoopy is just sticking around just a little longer. I would expect him to back if he's not going to engage here. There's no point to stick around too long, since your jungle is going to be up really soon. You can help out those other lanes. Well,
Unso's backed off, and yeah, there you go. Aurelia's backed off, and I think he's actually going to buy as well. So they're trying to force it, and I think Rainy was pretty much onto it. Froggen is going to back away. Is Pharrell Lord going to allow him to? Not too sure. No, he's not, because I can see him moving on the mini-map. So he does manage to just poke him in a little bit. There's 2 wards in the bush there about to wear off down this bottom lane, so ward placement will come out in a moment. Snoopy's still waiting in that top bush. He's losing so much right now. He's been up there for a full minute.
I've seen this before. Where, it was a Nocturne, though. We saw Nocturne sitting in that river bush. Like, really knows that, hey, we know Snoopy's up there, but they don't expect him to stick around that long, and that's probably where he's going to catch him off guard here if he sticks around, which he is. In fact, he's actually soaking up a lot of experience out of Wicked. Starting to back right now, but we're going to see Rainy actually expose himself, and Snoopy stopping that back.
Yeah, so I mean,
first blood.
You have to get the kill right now. If to wait that long, he's going to walk straight into him. There he goes, straight into Snoopy. Twisted Advance used a little bit early, I felt there. Does manage to get straight onto him, but it's going to be back up before he manages to walk away. Twisted Advance cooldown will still go, but he has got the blue buff. It's not going to be enough, though. You can see, so that is, yeah, like you say, he's lost out on quite a lot there. Was soaking up the experience. Twisted Advance back up, does manage to get knocked in there. There's the sapling coming out, does flash away. Beautifully done there. And again, he just manages to hang on. The Ignite used up, meanwhile the exchange down that bottom there. That's going to be Crepo getting caught out. Can he be first blood? The exhaust both used out there, and both supports managed to take him down. You can see Yellow Pete trying desperately to get the shot. Oh, just missing out the Ignite. Didn't quite take him down either. The regenerated health from the health pot keeping him in there, and still no first blood.
Alternate showing, though, why they have a support Alistar doing extremely well. I mean, Crepo almost dropped right there, and that could have been first blood, which would have given them a huge advantage to that bot lane. I mean, Alistar's such an aggressive support, you want to do as much damage as possible, and if you fall behind in an aggressive support lane, you really fall behind. You can't even afford to engage anymore.
Yeah, the question is, how much has Snoopy lost out on? Crepo's going to get caught out completely. Unso surely he's just going to hook on him one more time.
Oh my!
Does manage to get the drag beautiful just after the flash. Nice. It will be first blood to Unso. And just as I was mentioning, the jungler of Snoopy needs to get that first blood. Unso manages to get himself in there. Very nicely done. And that was simply a case of, I was just going to ward.
Well, you have to pick on me, I'm just going to ward. But then again, we're seeing Alternate playing a very exceptional early game. They are down in gold right now, which shows just a difference in farm as it just jumps right back up. And in that top lane, we saw that Wicked pushed him out. Wicked and Stupe pushed Rainy out of that lane extremely early. He came back to lane with one pot and lost it right away. Had to pop that flash, and now he's going to be behind in levels. And Wicked, who is already level 6, almost level 7, actually halfway, is going to have a clear advantage over Rainy right now.
Yeah, meanwhile, you can see that Yellow Pete down that bottom lane is continuing on, but here we are in the top. Wicked just keeping those minions away from his turret, quite happy farming, just getting every last hit. Not going too aggressive on Rainy right now. Rainy just using that stun up so he can get that last bit of CS. And then just continuing on between their way. You can see Crepo just about to place that ward down, won't get caught out this time. Oh, meanwhile, the ulti actually used by Frog in there on towards Ferelden. That means he wants to go back and bite. In fact, is he going to try and steal the wraiths away? I think he is. He's just stole some gold off Snoopy there just above. And he is going to go back and buy. What will he come back with here? Then for double Doran's rings early on. He has got the Sorcerer's boots now. And where is Ferelden Lord going? Ferelden's just picking up the wraiths. So he's not going to go wandering too far. Has got the blue buff now, of course, but blue buff not available, I don't think, for Froggen just yet. It hasn't spawned because, like you said, it was on a strange time. But we do have the Oracle from Maokai, and it's interesting to see how different it was compared to, say, the Korean teams. That CLG haven't really picked up on this. We saw with Azubu Blaze the other week, they were going straight for boots and mobility and then straight as Oracle. Right. It was crazy stuff, but it worked out for them. And I'm amazed they haven't really picked up on any of those strange tactics. Maybe they just think, okay, we're against an EU team, we need to play in an EU style. Yeah,
it's kind of one of those, let's go big or go home, you know, pick up this boots and mobility, get that Oracle, you can roam around so quick and be so effective in these ganks, especially with the junglers that we're seeing, you know, coming out, you know, Maokai, Alistar, Nautilus, just have exceptional ganks. And we do see, like you're saying, that Oracle on Snoopy, and we're going to have to see one coming out of Alternate. Game 1, we did see Unso actually pick up that early Oracle, however, he does not have one currently. He did get that first blood, so we could actually see it coming, you know, in a couple of seconds when he does end up going back and bind, and he just hit level 6, so we are going to start seeing even more ganks coming out of him and show you how effective Nautilus it really is on a game.
Yeah, so Froggen just picked up the blue buff in the middle, and you can see Snoopy is coming down. There is a ward in the tri-bush, and it is actually CLG, so they're not going to see him coming. Oh, they do, I tell a lie. He's just taken one out on that river, so they're going to be completely aware. It is a 3-on-3, and they're saying, yeah, there's another ward up there, get another 25 gold if Yellow Pete doesn't tax it, which he nearly did. But, they are unaware of Unso that was sneaking his way in. Actually, Unso's backed off. He's just hanging around. Yeah, he's not going to stick around for the fight. So let's have a look towards the other lanes. We can see Ferelden Lord again taking the wraiths away. Those poor junglers, they never get a chance with those wraiths. Froggen and Ferelden Lord just both doing the exact same thing. Catches him with the barrel, catches him with a slam, goes for the ulti on towards Ferelden Lord. He's not going to have enough damage, surely. Puts the ignite down the end. You can see that Unso is going to try and turn things around. Comes desperately up there, but Ferelden Lord with that health pot just about hanging on. He's got to be careful he doesn't get a sneaky barrel come through the side, which is what he's trying to do. That would not have been visible to Ferelden Lord if it had landed. The ultimate, though, comes straight out. Unso does manage to get in there. The ball on him. The ultimate goes down on towards Froggen. He dashes away and flashes away. And would you believe it? He's got away. Unso is not going to catch up. And Froggen now actually baits it. Turns around. Snoopy comes in. Can he get on towards Ferelden Lord? Yes, he does. Snoopy, though, with the Oracle, may go down. Remy's now teleported in. Snoopy just about gets the stun out. He goes down. That's the the Oracle down. Rainy now surely in trouble. Froggen actually comes through. Doesn't quite pick up the kill, but Wicked teleported in to come and help. Wow, crazy, crazy action. We don't see a first blood for ages, and then suddenly there's kills left, right, and center.
That was such an amazing blade stretch.
Meanwhile, down the bottom here, Fishers also continue on towards Yellow Pete. Valkyrie's in. The exhaust goes straight down. Crepo, he's going to get the stun down on him. Tries to turn around. The ultimate for Ezreal. Yellow Pete is too low, though. Can't deal with it. There's going to be, oh, beautiful headbutt, and it's going to be surely catching him out. No! Crepo just flashes away at a clutch moment. Would you believe these teams? They just hang on with the action. They just keep us hanging on and then pull it out all at once.
Yeah, nothing happening for the first 10 minutes, and then bam, fights everywhere. And we have to take a look at CS. We really do. Look at this top lane, because that's really where it's starting to show. We see Wicked a good 30 CS ahead of Rainy right now, which, you know, in top lane, since it is such a really like contemplated lane and how hard it is, that CS advantage is really going to just end up snowballing for you. And Wicked actually, he's actually going for a bloodthirster.
Full on aggression. That's what we like to see in that top lane. So he's obviously realised that means Aurelia going straight for Trinity Force. Let's have a look at the builds, if you will. Yeah, so he's probably going for Trinity Force straight away, so he's just not fine. If he's just going to go for damage, I'm just going to match it damage for damage. I don't need to worry about any width send or anything like that. I'm just going to get straight in there, straight aggression. The question is, will he go for that bloodthirster? He probably will, actually. Knowing Wicked, he can get straight in for it. There's no reason to worry about it. Meanwhile, in that mid lane, I could just see the ultimate coming out from Pharrell on towards Froggen, but he's got to be careful because Snoopy was just there, and these two suddenly, after having nothing for ages, farming up, and they feel that it's time to actually go for it, go full on aggression, and it may well work from Snoopy. He's going to try and get up to that river. I think he's going to have the call out already from Pharrell. Yeah, you can see he backs off.
One thing we do have to point out, I mean, we did say it, but the Oracle that we saw CLG lose, how big is that?
Well, that's 400 gold very early on. I mean, we're only at 12.5 minutes now. It was probably around about the 10-minute mark, 11-minute mark. So that's a lot of gold to lose straight away for him. And he's not going to make it up because he only got about 3, maybe 4 wards, I think, at most. See that ward down the bottom. But he did get those GP10 items early on.
And not to mention, they did get, I believe, was it 3 kills? Did Nautilus actually go down in that fight? I can't remember. Actually, I can just look at his desk. Clearly, he did not go down. So they did get 2 kills for that Oracle. So at least they got something out of nothing.
Sorry, I'm just going to leave you hanging there. It's going to happen more of these moments. Yeah, no problem. But Crepo in this bottom lane he's not really been able to get himself too involved because Noah's doing a fantastic job. However, Crepo, with that Bloodlust, is going to be so helpful later on for Yellow Pete. Meanwhile, Rainy, you can see the aggression coming out from Wicked. You talked about the fact that he picked up that BF sword, and it seems to be working. The exchanges between these two, and he's got 2-level advantage right now, which is a huge thing in a straight 1v1 lane.
Yeah, because of that farm, he doesn't even have to build any tanky at all, and not to mention really not even building any armor, so he doesn't need to go for that brutalizer. Just relying on that lifesteal that he gets from that Vamp Scepter and his abilities, just kind of keeping him lane, as we do see. And so coming up here, and they do land the dredge line onto Wicked. Wicked surely will get knocked up, but he does have his flash up. He wants to try to escape away, as he will be able to. Rainy trying to catch him. Stupid coming in from the side. Maybe just a little too early. Could have twisted advance under that tower. Rainy now ignited, trying to run away, and now we see Unso on Nautilus also just running, and CLG turning this fight around, saving Wicked. I don't think we're going to see a kill hub, though. Yeah, he saved his ultimate just in the right time, stood around on that turret, and then finally went for it. And Rainy, though, still being very aggressive, not going to go for it. Froggen just getting a little poke. What are they doing? They're complete opposite sides. They're keeping each other away from the tower. Froggen actually back in that barrel again, back in the jungle. And sorry, he's like, Pharrell's like, no, I'm not going to get it. Oh, he pulls the ultimate on him. Cannot quite catch him out there. Tried to pull the ball back in to get that extra bit of damage. Wasn't quite enough there by Pharrell, but he is keeping him in position now. Wicked's going to get poked down again. His ultimate's ran out, and he is sticking around there. But Snoopy's just off in the jungle. Pharrell is going to go back and buy, but a lot of aggression between these two lanes now. Wicked still hanging around in that top lane. I can't believe he's not gone back yet now. We see the Oracle just purchased by Unso on Nautilus. Where is Yellow Pete going to buy as well? So he's heading back as well. So all the AD carriers gone back. The top lane also gone back of Aurelia, so you can see building in towards the Trinity Force. It's going to be a Trinity Force eventually, I think, by the looks of it. Pretty standard. Trinity Force also going to be coming out on Corky. What has Yellow Pete gone back? He's going to be building probably towards a Trinity Force. And I'm surprised by that, to be honest. You have a Nunu support to give that attack speed. Why not build an Infinity Edge so you can put out even more damage, or even a Phantom Dancer like we see Nunu Cog lane? Build that early Phantom Dancer and you put out just so much more damage. You don't even need that BF sword to really keep up with the other AD carry.
Well, it may go that way. Sometimes they tend to build it more sustained. There's the Bloodthirster completed by Wicked there. So Wicked in that top lane is going to be evolving aggression. We've also got the Athena's Champ that's just been completed by Orianna, so that's going to be very strong in the mid lane. Meanwhile, you can see that actually Gragas, well, Froggen is a little bit behind. I don't know how much gold he's sitting on right now. He hasn't gone back to buy, though. He just continued on farming. Now he's going to try and back. I don't think Forellenlord's going to allow that one. You just see the ping go out there, and I think Snoopy's just saying, yeah, you've got a jungler guy sat right in this bush. Do not go anywhere just yet. We need to have this fight. Are they pulling in any reinforcements? Crepo was coming down. I think he's just purely warded at the dragon. And Forellenlord is not going to allow Froggen to go back here, although if they do, he's going to surely lose a lot of his turret out. Wicked just going to return it back to top lane.
Unso just walked right by a ward in that river, and he will be spotted in that top lane. Now Snoopy being very smart, coming up for that counter gank right now. However, Unso spotting that ward, knows he will be spotted trying to go up there, and will just back off very smart. I see, never mind, I guess he really wants to go in. So you see Snoopy just waiting right there, playing very, very smart, trying to get this counter. As Rainy might try diving in on him, as we do see that Nautilus coming in.
Nice hook as well, gets straight in there onto Wicked. Wicked immediately pops his ultimate. He knew he got the support of Snoopy. They're going to try and go for Rainy. Rainy's the definite target they're going to go for. Oh, wow, long twisted advance. As soon as he followed it with that flash, he's going to turn it on towards Unso. Unso with that Oracle, of course, would be a prime target, but they're not going to be able to get him. Then, meanwhile, you can see the pings going down. Oriana was coming up. Froggen just keeping an eye on him. He's not going to follow through. Meanwhile, down the bottom here, Crepo's also taking down Brolo. He's going to try and pop the absolute zero. Noah surely going to go down from this one. The ultimate will save him just about. No. Yellow Pete is there. Can he turn it into a double kill? Not quite. Didn't quite have it to go, and wow, very good player. Game between these two. Top lane also, there's dives going on. You can see them pushing the two minion waves. If we can have a quick look up the top there, you can see that Crepo is also very low as well. I can't believe how low they've gone. Snoopy and Wicked really want this turret. They're going to push onto it. I'm not too sure Alternate going to test this one. Now, Unso, with that Oracle, has to be so cautious right now. He's got two champions that can get a stun on him, can do a lot of damage on him. About Bloodthirster from Wicked, he'd be able to sustain through it. Hasn't got his ultimate available just yet, though.
Not to mention the CS difference. We're seeing a 60 CS difference. Wicked just really starting to widen that gap. As Unso still is sticking around in that tri-bush, coming back in, but then Snoopy is still there as well. Both junglers wanted to mix up and happen. Wicked slowed by this. Actually, doesn't have. He does have that red buff. Sorry, he's getting slowed by that red buff. And Rainy just ulting all those minions down. And Rainy honestly needs to keep up in CS. He's starting to fall behind. And Crepo on that Nunu, I swear, I was just watching Gosu Pepper right there as he kind of aggressively ran in, popped that ultimate to try to slow him down and cause some damage.
So Froggen returning back to that mid lane. Continuing on the farming battle between these two. Whoa, look at that. That's how cautious Froggen's being now, dashing straight out as soon as that comes on, because Forellenlord's been throwing that ultimate at him freely at the moment. But Froggen with that blue buff will be very much the aggressor right now. Fisher's returned to bottom lane again, along with Noah. Noah just getting picked off. Yellow Pete, you can see, building that Trinity Force up slowly but surely. 3-2 CLG. The problem is, for Alternate, if CLG were to win out this lane phase, then it's got to be desperate trouble for Alternate. They know how it turns out. They've just had it go badly for them. Here we go. They're going aggressive on towards Crepo. Again, seems to be the target. Not going to happen. Oh, we've got a beautiful hook, but immediately the arcane shifts straight away from it. And can they turn this on towards Unso? You can see Gragas actually stealing away the Wraiths. Will he head down south? It doesn't look like it at the moment. Wicked continues on the top lane. He's going to go aggressive on towards Aurelia. Aurelia cannot stand and bang with him at all anymore.
Yeah, Wicked actually picking up that red buff as well for that slow and that true damage. And the thing is, I gotta ask is, Alternate, do you think they stand a chance in a team fight right now? Like their composition versus CLG's composition?
It's a scary, scary thing. They have got a hell of a lot of stuns though. And if Forellenlord can land that ulti at the right time, as well as Noah, if he can manage to get that pulverize down, Unso could get at that anchor going across a couple of people. Rainy will be very strong in a team fight. So as it is, they've got a good comp to get there, but there's so much damage on CLG now. They seem to have just gone pure damage. You can see the Deathfire grasp on Gragas now. He's just going to be popping someone down very quickly, so they have to be very careful if they get picked off, and that's what they've got to be careful with right now. You can see Unso, meanwhile, on that bottom lane, he's getting in position to maybe try and push for something here. Is he going to try and sneak his way into this bush? They need to get something on this bottom lane. Snoopy has backed away, so he's figured he's been spotted, and immediately responds. Unso walks away as well.
We see Yellowfeet actually winning in farm and bot lane, and in mid lane we see Froggen winning as well. So CLG just heavily winning all around in terms of CS, and as we can see that in the gold advantage, no drag's been taken, no tower's been taken, and they still are up about 2.4k gold.
Yeah, so Unso at the moment hanging around in that middle lane. He's going to try and get a hook on Froggen, but this is going to be a very fat target. But it's not possible. I mean, he's got that anchor, and yeah, Froggen just turns around. Well, he's like, well, you're going to hit me. He does try and use the ultimate and the protection on him, but Unso immediately takes a lot of damage from this one. It's going to be an Oracle burn, surely. The shield won't be enough, and he does manage to catch on to him. Can they turn it on towards Forellenlord? Forellenlord flashes out of it. He knew the danger was immediately imminent and had to get away, and an Oracle goes down for Alternate there. The damage on towards Froggen, though, is pretty heavy. Meanwhile, in that top lane, you can see Wicked does take down Rainy. We're going to look at that one in a moment, because back down at the Dragon is going to be surely picked up up by CLG. Wicked continuing farming, did use that ulti, and there is CLG now picking up the dragon. They are starting to turn things on. This CLG seem to get to this stage. They're like, yeah, we're done farming now, we're going to attack. 20 minutes in. And
they're going to start snowballing really heavily with this. This dragon giving them a lot of gold to back with, and I bet you we're going to start seeing a lot of core items being built. I mean, Ezreal's going to definitely get that Trinity Force, and we see that Renekton trying to get that GA. And now going to the replay here, seeing Wicked kill Rainy right here, actually diving him on tower, popping an ultimate just for safe measure, getting that ignite, and does get that kill, runs out.
Yeah, he was just well aware. He knew he was going to get stunned at least once, so he had to get that ultimate out early on. Meanwhile, we're back to the live, and you can see straight away, actually, there's a lot of damage being traded in that middle lane again. It's a very hot, contested lane for Ellenlord versus Froggen. They seem to just be bursting each other. Meanwhile, that bottom lane, you can see that Yellow Pete is starting to get a lot more aggressive. Trinity Force very nearly done now. It catches on to him.
Wow, coming in.
Aggressive play here. Straight away, Rainy is trying to get in there. Crepo is going to be the target now. They might be able to catch him. Nunu will dive straight in there. Rainy will get the kill. And that was actually a 4-man dive at the bottom there, because Unso eventually joined them, but they could turn this onto a tower push. Meanwhile, in the bottom middle, Froggen gets yet another kill on Orianna. We'll have a look at that one in just a moment. Wicked continuing to push his top lane as well. Not going to go for the tower, though. It's just going to continue on the minions. He will actually get the tower now. Bottom tower also being attacked as well. Let's have a quick look at the replay, how it happened between Froggen and Ellenlord. You can see manages to just keep that ball hanging. Wanted to try and catch him out in here, but beautiful dash.
That burst.
Wow, the burst, like we said. Didn't even use the death by grasp either. Just completely popped him there where he stood. Beautiful, beautiful play by CLG.
That was very well played. That actually caught me off guard. He actually body slammed, or actually flash body slammed, I want to say. And that burst, he still had that DFG up and didn't even use it. And he's only going to get stronger and more bursts as he does pick up that Abyssal Scepter.
Top lane Aurelia, and you can see Wicked straight on him again. That tower has gone down, and Wicked now just seems to be playing with him at will. Did just go take that turret down while Rainy flashed down the bottom. So that teleport, despite the fact he got the one kill and they did get the tower, they did lose the tower straight away from the back of it. So not such a great win-win situation, despite the fact they picked up a bunch of assists.
The thing is, Rainy is really far behind in CS. He needed that kill to kind of try to get back in the game. He's still really far behind. He doesn't have any armor to really, well, he has some armor, but not enough to contest Wicked. And he needs just something in his favor. And hopefully that teleport will work out, as he is just freezing his lane right now.
Yeah, Froggen diving on towards Ellenlord. Ellenlord having to use his ulti to try and keep Froggen at bay, but Froggen blows that casket straight in his face. The dash actually didn't catch him with the belly there. Tries to throw the barrel out. Oh, that shield just came back in time.
Oh, Snoopy though. Snoopy coming around. He might be able to go for this kill here, as we do see Orianna kind of spotting that, trying to put the ball over. Ezreal missing that ultimate. Snoopy coming in with the flash, twisted advance. It looks like they will be able to pick up this kill as Froggen coming in from the side with the barrel, picks up the kill. CLG now 7-3, 23 minutes in, and they have about a 6,000 gold lead as well.
They just flick that switch, turn on, and they have a 5-man push through the mid lane, and that's going to be an inner turret surely going down. Can Rainy keep them away? No, because that turret's going to go down very quickly. Wicked tried to slice and dice and get the stun onto Rainy. He wasn't quite distance enough, though. Froggen actually splits off there, might get chased down by Unso. He has done. He's actually turned back on Unso. It's like, I can't take you 1v1. Death Fire Grass was used earlier on there, but he's just going to continue that farm, and CLG now starting to just hive away all the resources straight away from Alternate's jungle, and now they have to be very careful they don't slip quickly away out of this game.
And despite how close mid lane has been with all, the back and forth aggression, we see from Lord 0-1-3 and actually building toward an Abyssal Scepter with the Athene's Holy Grail. So he's really building extremely tanky, because he is getting bursted down with that DFG. And not to mention, I mean, Gragas only has an Abyssal Scepter as well. He doesn't have that death cap to really put out even more damage. And I really want to say we need for Ellenlord to pick up some more damage. That's the DFG coming down on the Corgi, and the barrel Valkyrie right into it. Froggen picking up another kill, 4-0 in mid lane with 262 farm.
The irony is he was just teleporting back, and then Fish just happened to drive up there and then go, oh, teleport back right here. He was like, nice, easy target straight away for Ellenlord, now getting dived on by Wicked. Doesn't quite have the damage. That's going to be the Ignite going down, the ultimate going down as well. He has got Guardian Angels, remember, but it would be a boon in their pocket to try and pop that one. Misses the A, and Wicked just walks away from that one like a boss. Now he's got the support of his team coming around. They're going to catch out Noah, though. Alistair's ultimate's not surely going to be able to save him. Twisted advance on towards Alistair. Snoopy will pick up the kill for that one. It was actually just heading south, and now they're going to try and catch on to Unso. Unso's got to be careful, for Ellenlord has got a hit point advantage. Can they dive in? No, they're just going to throw the Ice Blast to Unso and walk away from this one. Now that 4-man push will turn surely into a tower. Can they manage to get it? Look at Froggen, he's just sat poised again, ready to dive onto Aurelia this time. He's in ninja position. If we could have a quick look at top lane, he's definitely going to go for it. Here we go, restrained towards Rainy. There's the dash, manages to get a splash in his face. Death by Grasp is available. There goes Death by Grasp. Can he finish it off? He has got the ultimate available. Oh, the dash just missing out. There goes the ultimate barrel. Has used one more barrel. He's going to be able to get a dash in him, but Rainy used his stun just at the right time to back away from that one. He's not giving it up on it. He wants that kill. It's not happening.
He wants to go 5-0 in this game. And that was an amazing...
He stood between two wards. He's going to get caught out. Oh, just about Valkyrie's away and just flashes at the right moment from Wicked stun. Very clutch play.
Not to mention, we didn't even touch on this, that Wicked actually has a GA, but in the bot lane we see Frontlower going against this Ezreal here, and Yellow Pete sticking around a little bit, trying to bait him in, as we do see Crepo coming down around the corner to catch her. We might see a death come on Frontlower as he turns around, misses the ultimate, and now they're on chase for Frontlower, and she turns around and picks up the kill on a Yellow Pete.
And Crepo suddenly realizes he's in trouble. He's going to have to dash away from this one. Has he got support? He has got Snoopy coming by. Good dodge there on the ball straight away. Fish trying Valkyrie, beautiful Valkyrie across there. Unso's actually quite lucky that it didn't land. There goes Creppy. Ultimate managed to pick up a couple of kills off the back of this one. Can they catch on towards Snoopy? He's got his Oracle. They would be a prime target. There goes the ball straight in there. Remember, he hasn't got Oracle to pull him in, but Snoopy will surely go down here. And that is an Oracle burn. Alternate suddenly picking up 3 or 4 kills on the back of just mistakes by CLG. Now Froggen's got to be careful of his position. Can Alternate at 26 minutes turn this into a Baron? That's what they want to do, and that's what they're going to go for, but they have to deal with Froggen. Oh, the dredge line just about missing.
Yeah, they really need this right now. Wicked just sitting in that bush at River as Alternate trying to take it. Wicked trying to come in right now. He will be spotted by that ward. The Ezreal ultimate coming through as well, but I don't think it's actually going to pick him up, and as Alternate really needs Wicked flashing in, catching Lord. And the DFG not finishing him off, that shield saving enough. Froggen is actually getting attacked as he picks up the kill on the Orion because of Baron, picking up a double kill as he finally does drop. And now Wicked trying to run away here. Aurelia does have double buffs, so she will be able to keep him slowed if she can just keep up with his dashes. Yellow Pete coming in right now, trying to help him out. And it looks like Ultra just going to back away right now. Well, it wasn't even a victory for them. They actually cut their losses and just left.
Yeah, they had to surely peel away from that fight. They had a great point where they could push it, and now they're at a dangerous position because they realized, hang on a minute, we're now on a 4-on-3 position, but they don't really have their hit points. But I'm not too sure CLG are going to be able to take this Baron either. It's very scary point, and you can see Remy going to come back in there. Rainy, can he get involved in it? Noah's going to turn around, surely get the Pulverize down, gets a good headbutt. There's the Pulverize, but they're just going to turn and absolutely obliterate Aurelia. He's built that Trinity Force, he's got the damage, but he's got no sustain whatsoever. Crepo was taken very low. The Baron continuing to attack, not luckily going towards Crepo though.
Yeah, not trying to have a throw here. If they did get invaded on, his Alistair was still there, and we saw Unso coming in as well, trying to be safe here. And we do see that an Aegis coming out of Maokai, and we see, wow, Wicked actually building towards his last Whisper right now, picked up a couple more wards as well.
2 Guardian Angels for CLG already complete as well. So you can see that. So straight away, he went straight for the Bloodthirst and straight to a Guardian Angels. And now you can see Froggen there with the Guardian Angels. Not that you can spot it around his big fat body, but he's definitely got one in there, along with that Abyssal Scepter. This is Alex Hitch build right here.
Yeah, there you go. And just G is becoming so popular lately. Like Wicked, he went for got a damage item and then just went straight tank because he's depending on his teamwork to really get these kills happening, and it's really working out for him. Once he gets that last Whisper, he's going to be hurting even more as Alternate picking up this dragon. I know Aurelia actually has a chain vest, maybe building towards a GF for herself. Corki has a BF sword, going to be building towards a Bloodthirster most likely. See CLG trying to catch him off guard.
Oh, and they can see they're going to try and get in there. Only caught one with the ultimate there for Ellen Lord. It was only Snoopy. Snoopy is surely going to go down. He's just about hanging on in there. Ezreal gets a good ulti across there. Noah's going to drop in the fight. But he's going to turn straight on towards Yellow Pete. Yellow Pete is going to get dropped very quickly. Just about taken down by the Corki ultimate there. Wicked GA also popped, but he's going to be so safe because here comes Froggen. Froggen dashing in there, pops the barrel out. Oh, instant gratification as he explodes across Corki's face there. Unso also gets the big belly across the chest there, size 50
and the triple
for Froggen, and the triple kill.
Can we see a quadra?
No, Froggen's surely not going to get the triple here for Eleanor's going to keep him down. Dodges nicely from that barrel, but now he's going to be able to get the slow dash across there. He's got double potions on him as well. It's not quite going to be enough, and Froggen actually might get taken down. Oh, he dodges out of the way of the dash. They're just poking back and forth, skill shots back and forth. Froggen GA is popped. Crepo comes straight in though, and there's going to be the big belly in the face again. Meanwhile, while this is all happening, of course, Wicked is taking full advantage and taking down one of those turrets. It's not going to be enough to back away from it, but very close play between these teams.
And you see Crepo actually did have an Oracle on him as well, but he kind of waited. He didn't want to pop it too early and just save it. And he does have that Shredders right now, so they get a really hard engage. You see Snoopy actually has his Random's Omen as well to help with that AoE slow, not to mention if anyone does hit him, they'll be slowed. And in that last fight, we actually saw that Yellow Pete was just getting free attacks off the entire time. And then eventually, once Rainy showed up, he dove right on him, and then we're able to pick up that kill. However, Froggen wasn't in that fight at all until the end.
Beautiful stuff there, and CLG really are on a roll right now. 17-9. Alternate definitely in this one a lot closer than they were in the last game, though. You can see, as it is, the items They really are stacked up with full aggression from Corki as well. Infinity Edge, if that can get complete, he will be doing a hell of a lot of damage. We saw him get the double kill off that. It worked out very well, but 10-1-1 Froggen is really a beast right now.
Yeah, that's actually... Not to mention he's so big, but then again, he's 10-1. He's extremely scary, especially with that DFG right now. And I don't really know how much money he has. 3,000 gold, so he's actually getting close to a full buy-in to death cap. And when he gets that, he's just going to be able to one-shot, I want to say, basically anyone on alternate right now.
But if I think back to a game yesterday, someone was 7-0 on Graves.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, you're fed, but unfortunately, you are the only one on the team that's fed. However, CLG not quite so naive to that one. They've got they got double Bloodthirsters on the team now, so you can see that Ezreal's completed that one, Yellow Pete. Oh my god, Rabadon's death cap's just been completed by Froggen. Did he just buy that flat out?
Yeah, he just bought that flat out.
He did just buy that flat out. So Froggen now is going to be painful. Randy and Zoman as well, also completed by Snoopy. So Snoopy's tanking, he's getting himself involved, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to twist it advance, straight in their faces, and just try and hang on as much as possible. Just basically say, hit me, please, if you can.
And he's been sacrificing himself as well. Like last fight, we saw him, he knew he was going to die, so he did twisted advance right back in onto that Nautilus to stop him from moving anywhere. Yeah, and we see double boots of mobility running on alternate right now.
Yeah, which is what we talked about that the Korean teams have been using quite heavily, and it does help them, especially on Nautilus and on Alistair. They are very quick to get involved. Fish actually getting caught out, and the red buff slowing him straight down there. Need to get caught out. Gragas is making his way up towards the north, Unso with that great big shield around him. But honestly,
they're standing in a ward right now. Alternate,
they are standing in a ward.
CLG knows where they are, and they're actually going to try to engage on this.
They are going to try and engage, but I'm not too sure. Well, Alternate completely caught out of position. They're going to come around the backside of him. Unso tries to get in there, but Snoopy, being the protector that he is, Yellow Pete gets caught out. He drops very quickly, and sure, can Alternate take this one away? But you can see those barrels are doing the damage immediately. Corki gets taken down by Renekton, so Yellow Pete, oh, Rainy's going to get dropped. The explosive cast just blew them apart, and a double kill for Froggen straight away. His belly dash is surely going to catch up to him. No! Brilliant slow there from Ferellenlord. It's not quite enough though. He's got the ball to throw out one more time. One more trick up his sleeve, but Wicked is there. And CLG have 4 members available. And after such a brilliant ultimate, you've got to think we haven't got the damage to take them down anymore. Yeah,
and we're actually going to see the first inhibitor tower go down now, as well as an inhibitor. I think they actually might even want... Actually, no, there's no way they're going to push. They're way too low on health. They'll
take the inhib and then just back the hell out of there. Good play from CLG, but you know what? Alternate really set that one up very well. Like perfect. You said, that was a perfect ultimate, but they just didn't have the damage because I think it was Corki went down instantly at the start. Let's have another look at that fight. So let's see exactly where it went wrong here, Jason.
Oh, we see the CLG just caught him off guard, and I don't think Alternate knew that. As they do actually get quite split up here, but we see a nice Nautilus ultimate coming in on a Frog and knocking him up and out of the fight. However, Snoopy locking down that Nautilus, and there's that Orianna ultimate completely trapping Yellow Pete and Crepo, as Yellow Pete just drops instantly. But the thing is, look at Wicked. He's just going through the entire team, doing as much damage as possible, and Froggen just sieging away from the back. He's able to do so much damage, and then the explosive casket right there, just demolishing Alternate as Ferellenlord trying to escape here, and as we know, he does not.
Yeah, he tried to get away, bless him, but as soon as Wicked got involved in that fight, there was no escaping. So 22-10, this current score. Alternate have it all to do, and you know, they're just going to be thinking, what can we do to win this? You know, the fact they've just lost a base, an inhibitor base as well, they really should have been at the point where it's like, we have to fight them on the turret, guys. We can't really get open engaged, but that's not the way they think. These pro teams, they want to be aggressive, they want to get involved, and now they're going to have to start stacking those GAs. You can see Aurelia's just completed one. Maybe they need to get a few more across the team. For Ellenlord, you know, despite the fact he's been really getting himself involved so well, he's only got 2-6-7. He's died 6 times. Though he's been playing so well, so many clutch, close moments. But Gragas is 12-1-3, and he's got another needlessly large roll.
Yeah, I mean, if Ferellenlord had a little more damage, he could put such a huge effect on the team, as we saw how low Yellow Pete got from that one ultimate. And now we see an IE coming out of Corki as well. Corki, I mean, he kind of needs a GA right now. He's being focused down by Wicked. Wicked can just jump in there, has a GA. He's not afraid to die, because then he's keeping a lot of DPS out of him. And now we see an engage coming here out of CLG, pushing into him.
Yeah, they're going to dive straight across. Unso is actually going to get caught out pretty heavily here. Ferellenlord might go down early on. They've got a good position for the ultimate. It didn't quite catch him out. Wicked is going to get his GA pop straight away. And actually Froggen just like, yeah, I'm not in this fight, guys. Don't worry, I'll turn it quickly, because Yellow Star picks up a kill. Here comes Yellow Pete trying to get onto it. Yellow Pete does take down Fish there. Ferellenlord's just about dashing away down in the distance. No, the belly slam on him again from Froggen. Throws the ultimate in his face just to really rub it in. And surely now CLG will just push on home. They've got got super minions coming up behind them. They're going to be able to get straight in this Nexus. Frogger's is just going to tank it up because he's a boss. 27-10, no problem there. The damage is going to be coming out. Frogger just dashes away from the final turret. But Jason, I believe we have our final semi-finalists. It will be Counter Logic Gaming facing SK Gaming in the semi-finals tomorrow. What fantastic play by them. But you've got to give it to Alternate. They gave him a good run for money.
They definitely did. They played an exceptional game, and they kept playing the entire time. You could see that they did not give up at all. And we actually go to replay back to that team fight here, as we do see CLG actually copying that Shirley's to come in onto him, and Ferelnor kind of caught off guard, and I was really surprised to see Alternate group up right here, because if Froggen was there, and an ultimate coming at him would just destroy him. That Nuno ultimate getting interrupted by that Orion ultimate as well, and Wicked see right there, just not afraid, just dives in. He completely pushed Fish out of the fight, and now they're just going through him one by one as Rainy with that GA gets popped, and they just wait for him to go for the kill. And Yellow Pete killing that Corki.
Yeah, it's all well and good having the GAs, but if the rest of the team haven't got them, you're kind of like, yeah, we're just going to die pretty convincingly. So congratulations between the two teams. Really good to see the sportsmanship here on the stage at the Season 2 regional finals. It is going to be EU teams. It will be now CLG versus SK Gaming. That's going to be one big fight.
Amazing
2-1 in Poland, that match. So it's going to be a very close thing. There was a lot of really close plays. And Moscow 5 versus Fnatic. They are the two semi-finalists. And really, you know, one of those teams are going to drop out tomorrow. I'm scared. I actually got, you know, I felt the emotions. When you saw Ocelot, you know, how happy they were, the fact they got to that semi-final stage. They know they're just one step away from the finals now. One step away from basically a whole year of their life being taken up by League of Legends, because they are going to be salaried, they're going to be involved, they're going to be headlines made by these players in the Season 2 regionals. They're going to be so famous by the end of it. I mean, they're pretty famous as it is. They get mobbed as soon as they walk through this event arena. But there you go. You can see us on the screen. There is so many fans already watching this, and this is just the Season 2 regionals. Just imagine what it's going to be like after a year seeing these guys on TV.
It's going to be insane. And tomorrow, it's really big stakes. You win that game tomorrow, you're locked into the Season 2 championships. You're locked into Season 3, basically, or at least you can qualify for it.
You're representing Europe for $2 million. I mean, if they were to go to America, you know, we already saw it Season 1. We saw Fnatic win it. God, if Fnatic could get there again, wow.
That would be amazing.
But to get there, they would have to knock down Moscow 5. And, you know, how big a thing would that be for Europe to not have CLG and Moscow 5, who have represented us effectively for the last 6 months across League of Legends? I mean, Moscow 5 dominating the Russian powerhouse. What would it be like for them not to reach the Season 2 finals? I mean, that's going to be huge for them in themselves.
And it would really be demoralizing to work that hard the entire season. And not to mention their circuit points. They're almost
like
double.
1,400 circuit points. They're way ahead. Only TSM are close to them in North American scene. You know, they're both way ahead in the Season 2 regional points. But, you know, to build up, to win, to beat the IEM World Championships, we are here at the IEM Gamescom, you know, to be the world champions and not get there to represent. But wow, and I'm goosebumps for tomorrow's semi-finals. They're going to be such big things. Do not forget to tune in tomorrow, guys. We are going to get across to Rachel. He's going to be joined by the players.
Thank you, guys. Enzo, you said 2-0 when I talked to you before these matches. What happened?
Oh, we forgot to ban Anivia in the first game, and Froggen, his main character, he played so well with his Anivia in the second game. He played so well with Dragas. He carried the games, but that team play in the team fight, CLG owned us.
CLG did not hold back, especially in that second game. You made sure they paid the iron price. Or is this an intimidation act for tomorrow?
Well, not really. I mean, if we're ahead, we're always going to look good, you know, but it definitely makes us confident for the games.
You still have another chance to qualify for Season 3 and that ultimate pro gaming position in Riot's prestigious circuit. What are you going to be doing until then?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What are you going to be doing until your next match for Season 3?
For Season 3, we will prepare more and more practice, and we will play more champs then. After that, we will come back.
You're going to increase your library of champions?
Library champions? We could.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. And is there anything you'd like to say to all your fans out there? To your fans?
Thank you to all fans. Thank you to Alternate. And I hope the next games will be good.
I hope all games will be good. Is there anything you'd like to say to all of CLG's European fans?
I want to thank all the fans that are here. They're giving us a great experience. They're making the noise. That are with us, that support us, and it's just been great being here so far, and I don't think it'll stop.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to both of you for a very exciting series. We're going to go to a short commercial break. When I come back, I'm going to have Rivington and Demon up on stage for a quick recap. Thank you.